It's Groundhog Day, and I don't just mean the day on the calendar. I mean, just like Bill Murray's character in the classic movie, we're reliving the same reality over and over again because of the same sorcery that Republicans have cast over the media over and over again. Every time Republicans run into some political trouble, they lure the media into reporting the same made-for-TV story about immigration.
You know what really aggravates me? Is them immigrants. They ain't even bothered to learn themselves the language.
Yeah, those are exactly my sentimonies.
It's exactly like what the people of Punxsutawney do with the groundhog.
Once again, the eyes of the nation have turned here to this tiny village in western Pennsylvania, blah, 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 blah.
In 2016, Donald Trump was one of the most hated political figures ever to be nominated for the presidency. His own party detested him.
Donald Trump's candidacy is a cancer on conservatism.
He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot.
When the candidate urges supporters to engage in physical violence, to punch people in the face.
It's reckless and it's dangerous.
So what did he do? He built his whole campaign around immigration and building the wall, despite the fact that border crossings were really not that high. And he managed to use that issue as a political diversion to distract the media away from his many scandals and utter incompetence. In 2020, when again, border crossings were not that high, Trump was flailing because he had mismanaged America's response to COVID so badly. So he built his campaign around accusing Biden of wanting open borders, and the media bought in, and it made the race much closer than it should have been. And in between, there was 2018. Do you remember Caravans? In the run-up to Election Day in 2018, Fox News devoted over 33 hours to segments on caravans like this.
Attempting to assist in keeping that caravan from reaching our border, which is hundreds of miles from where I'm standing. Migrants have been coming across all day.
How do we know that it was all a political scam? Because on November 7th, the day after the election, Fox devoted zero time to caravans. Zero. But once again, the media fell for it. And by changing the focus of the election and ginning up the MAGA base, Republicans managed to limit their losses in what was otherwise a wave year for Democrats. In 2022, reporters unearthed a secret Republican plan to, you guessed it, weaponize immigration as the key to the midterm strategy. Lo and behold, in the beginning of June, Fox News started talking about caravans again, bringing them up 7 times on June 11th, 26 times on June 12th, and 58 times on June 13th. Is it all beginning to feel like Groundhog Day for you? You're not alone.
This is pitiful. 1,000 people freezing their butts off waiting to worship a rat. What a hype.
That brings us to this year. And look, there is unquestionably a huge surge in border crossings happening right now. But Republicans have also desperately been trying to hype it in the most cynical way imaginable. They even brought back caravans again, although they had to recycle photos from 2018 to do it. And how do we know that this is all a scam? Because they don't actually care about doing anything. They just want people to be worried about it. A group of Republicans and Democrats have been trying to come up with a compromise bill. A lot of people on both sides hate it, but the idea is that it would do something. But it's run into a little problem.
Senate negotiators have been inching closer to a border security deal after months of work here, but it could all unravel with former President Trump urging Republicans not to do a deal, prompting talk about blocking an agreement so that voters can blame President Biden for its failure and credit Mr. Trump with getting a deal if he wins the election.
Now, as you know, Donald Trump is sabotaging it because he doesn't want to hand Biden a win during an election year. And House Republicans are falling in line. So after demanding that Biden do something about the border, Republicans are now condemning him for doing exactly that.
I'm not suggesting that the bill that Republicans and Democrats have been negotiating is a great solution. I'm just suggesting that now, more than ever, Republicans are letting us see that this whole Groundhog Day maneuver is a put-up job. And now I'm beginning to feel like Bill Murray.
As long as this groundhog keeps seeing his shadow, I don't see any other way out. He's got to be stopped.
As long as we keep letting them do this dog and pony show, this groundhog show, and we keep showing up for it, and by we, I mean the media, they're going to keep suckering us in and exploiting the very real suffering and tragedy at our southern border to help themselves and distract us from the fact that they have absolutely no positive plans for America. None. I'll let Phil take us out, because if we can't get the media to stop biting on the Republican Groundhog Day immigration scam...
I'll give you a winter prediction. It's going to be cold, it's going to be gray, and it's going to last you for the rest of your life.